Ruthie Bowles is the Experts Authority marketing consultant. She's all about high quality content and very interesting content, too. The sort of content that connects you with your ideal clients, the sort of content that continues to delight your current clients and turns them into evangelists for your brand. Totally what you want. The sort of content that brings in the new clients that are just dying to work with you. There's a waiting line to work here. Um, she offers content marketing strategy and creation for B2B service companies that defy the status quo. So you got to meet her standards to be her client. Her clients are working to help other businesses succeed or change their industry or maybe even the world or their slice of it. Ruthie, we kind of got indirectly introduced on LinkedIn. I love your content. It's so great to finally meet you face to face. How's it going?
It's been going really well. Thanks for asking. Finally, after all the chaos, it's going really well.
Well, it's an opportunity to innovate, right? It's an opportunity for clever people to do cool stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just want to jump in here. I have talked to other folks in the past about content marketing and get the unique perspectives. This is a great question for you because you approach it kind of at an oblique. I love the word oblique. You don't take it straight up. You kind of come in at a diagonal, which is very cool. What's your sense of what's the state of the union, the state of the market as it relates to content marketing? What are your clients talking to you about? What are you advising them on? Just short answer. Sorry about that, but go ahead.
No worries. So, the big thing that I'm focusing on with my clients right now is their ability to show up authentically in the digital space. And I don't mean that in the rote marketing way. My phrase, my keyword of the day now is radical authenticity. And that's what we're talking about because they don't have the opportunity to show up and make those in person connections at the trade shows and conferences and things that they previously relied on.
hmm You recently posted, two. One was a TikTok. I'm not sure if the other one was TikTok, but it was a video clip that involved your goats. Those were your goats, right? They're not stunt goats. They're not stand-in goats. They're actually your goats, right?
They're my goats.
Okay, awesome. The other clip I thought was wonderful. It was a TikTok-driven clip, and it had to do with this whole um, the high achievers who hold back anonymous. It's wonderful. You guys should check it out. It's just amazing. What kind of prompted that, and what were you trying to, what points were you trying to like put your thumb on and say this is something you need to be aware of?
So I am actually reading the book Psycho Cybernetics right now. And I was thinking about my self image and my identity. And at the beginning of quarantine, I started being more authentic, particularly on LinkedIn, where people are more likely to be reserved and a bit more conservative. Because I realized when I met people in person, they would say, Ruthie, you're so funny, or wow, that was really clever. You just said that off the cuff. Amazing. And I was like, nobody ever says that I'm funny on LinkedIn. I mean, but they do now, though. They do now.
Right,
Right.
right.
And I realized it was because I was not showing up as
hmm
my full self
hmm
there. And what prompted that was that as I was reading this book, I was trying to think of when my identity, when I was more conscious of how I appeared to others. And I was honest in that clip when I said that it was about third grade to fifth grade was when I started surveying the class. I would look around to see if anyone else had the answer before I would raise my hand. But in first grade, I was like, boom, every time. Got the answers. And unfortunately, and of course the teachers were well intentioned, but it was like, let's let other people answer in a sense, in a way to preserve those students and those children's sense of wanting to learn. But at the same time, they did nothing to mitigate the damage those types of statements did to my ability to want to, my desire to be a high achiever.
hmm
And so even now when people are like, oh, you're a mom, you've got goats, you're a veteran, you deployed, you've been a bodybuilder, like I've done a lot of stuff, and people are like, wow, that's crazy. But how shocking is it that I still feel that I have held back?
hmm hmm
And that was what prompted that clip.
That's wonderful. And again, just kind of a quick answer on this. I have approached the subject of kind of like imposter syndrome before. How much of that authenticity is just people being very fearful, do you think?
Quite a bit of it. I think when you're truly authentic, you're fearful, but you do it anyway.
Hmm.
You acknowledge the fear and you move forward, and that's what courage is
Hmm.
acting in the presence of fear. So when you're truly authentic, you're afraid and you do it anyway.
And my final question, Ruthie, is a question I ask everybody, which is what lessons have we learned from this moment of craziness, whether it's COVID or work from home, crazy economy, civil unrest? What lessons have we learned that we must not forget?
That we are all people. I think, and I don't mean that in a trite way, but as a person in the B2B space, we know that we're all humans, we're all people, we have lives, but COVID has put that in everyone's face.
Hmm.
In everyone's face. There is no fancy office. My kids are in the next room, and that is just the fact of life. And I don't know what you have in your next room, but it could be anything, and that is your life. And I think that that is something we really have to hold on to. We have an opportunity to show up fully, and once we get past this and we're going back around people, I don't want us to tuck it away. I want us to hold to it and work from that point where we're all human beings just trying to make it through this life.
So great to meet you face to face, and I just encourage anyone who's seen this video here right now to check out Ruthie's stuff. It's so much. It's fun. It's fun stuff, but it's compelling. So Ruthie, thank you for taking your time to talk to me today.
Thank you so much for having me.